Yeah, look at that skull cannon smiling, ready to devour the souls. Versus the Sticky Empire. We got Boris Todbringer, apparently. But Valkia will show him who the true duelist is. Here we go on the Gates of Ekrun. On the ladder. We got Pistoliers, we got Grenade. No, just Pistoliers, Outriders and Pistoliers. 2 cannons, 2 mortars, a bunch of spear boys, and some swordsmen. And Boris leading still. Poor Boris. We got a skull cannon forcing these Pistoliers, these Outriders, to come move. Because we will punish them if they stand still for too long. And my 2 cultists should be able to just go on in. And the reason I like gates here, and being playing on the ladder, I've learned a bit more about this map. Just run your army through the woods. Don't make a big push through the center. Or through the lane, I should say. If you know your opponent's going to be doing a lot of shooting, a lot of artillery fire, run them through the woods. I actually was playing against Wood Elves, and they came in with a cav, just wild riders. Just 6 wild riders and the Hunters of Keranos, and just ran through the woods and just straight up murdered my army. Because I couldn't find them. And they just came in, I was caught out of formation, out of position, and then just got crumped. And here, the strat is just to buy time, force them on the objective, off the objective, and until my main army comes in and just drowns him in blood. My cultists, I might lose one, I might lose both, but that's okay. That's okay, because the rest of the army will get here and we will run this. As long as I can do that, that's fine. My opponent really should be sending in some Empire Knights to come shut down my army in the woods before I just jump them. Also, I got enough Furies. If you ever go up against a faction like Empire, Cathay, something like that, lots and lots of Furies. I recommend at least 3 Furies. I think 3 is good enough to do initial charge up, especially when you're dealing with 4 pieces of artillery, because 3 Furies will murk that. He summons in 3 units. I think they're all swordsmen. Maybe one of them's a greatsword, which makes sense. And we're catching them here with the Pistoliers and Outriders. He chose a very, very micro-intensive army build with so many Pistoliers and such. He's shooting artillery pieces and cannons into the woods, but the problem is the Furies. And instead of sending all to blob up on one target, I'm going to split them up to force him on multiple runs. And while he's doing that, my cultist is still going to work on his units. We still got the army coming in. And here we go, all 3. He can't protect them all at once. And if he tries, we'll just put him back in the air. Force the losing of the order from his units, and then just do it again. And by the time he starts reacting, he should be a bit too late. Swordsman summoned again. We'll just get those Furies out of there, like the ones over here. Maybe even chase off the Pistoliers, reform ranks, so that way their leadership doesn't go into crumbling range. Boris is still out of focus, but I think he's coming in to deal with the Skull Cannon, which is fine with me. If he deals with the Skull Cannon, I can deal with the rest of his army. Boris and a bunch of Empire Knights should be out into the woods right now, just cleaving as many units as they can. Even 1 to 2 would be fine with how many units he has right now. But with I don't even think bringing artillery in this game is that ideal. Yeah, because the Furies just shut everything down. Maybe a Luminarch, because it has the net, but you're not going to be able to net all 3 Furies at the same time. Maybe if you catch them all in a blob, and if you're being careless like me sometimes, yeah. And look at this beautiful slaughter to the blood god. But then you just get charged in the rear, and yeah, you lose all your mortars. It's so beautiful. These Furies look badass. I love the color on their wings. Boris dealing with the Skull Cannon makes sense. Trying to deal with the cultists as well. Pistoliers getting chased off by Chaos Warhounds. Khorne, we got Exalted Bloodletters coming in, and they will cleave through everything here. Even doing pretty well with any Empire Knights or Reiksguard, my bad. Summoning those demons, those Bloodletters, come cleave up these swordsmen. And we got all the objectives now. Just triple capping my opponent, hemming him into his spawn. All of his artillery pieces are done, and we still have Furies to spare. Oh no, 1's still here, but we can still send 2 Furies to the Pistoliers or Outriders, and just finish up after that. Yeah, it's just, an army like this, you really need to have Empire Knights ready to countercharge Furies. At least in the main. I would probably just drop the 2 Grand Cannons and just Empire Knights or something cheap to counter the Furies right off the bat. And just go with the mortars. And even then, that's not a guarantee. You still gotta deal with the main force coming in from the front. And the forest just protecting my main force. I just ignore these Outriders or Pistoliers or whatever they are. My Marauders can handle it for a bit. We're just going to chase off the rest of this army, just pick them off one by one. And right now it's 19 to 12 units. Even though one of them is summoned, I don't know if that counts into the unit roster. We're about to find out. Turns out no, it doesn't. So, maybe it does. I don't know. It's hard to say. Anyways, Valkia fighting off against Boris. Boris is a bit... Oh no, Valky's actually surrounded. Those are Empire Knights? Those might be Empire Knights. Trying to get my lady going. But we got plenty of Furies, we got plenty of dogs, and we will probably maybe win. I mean, that's a lot of armor. But once we give him that army buff, 24 melee attack, that should help out. Although a lot of my Furies and even my cultists are getting beat back. I guess Boris is -8 or -4 melee attack and helping out there too. I know he's got a debuff. He's just nothing but debuffs. Usually now I see Karl Franz or just Elspeth every once in a while if you want to go for a Deathcaster, just try to kill the Lord. Not into Khorne though, that's for sure. Boris though I don't think is the worst. Nice terror routing unit. Good for getting rid of Marauders. Unfortunately, not getting rid of any Marauders, or even just Furies, too. You guys saw how quick those Furies and War Dogs just disappeared. Speaking of Furies, man, we are just melting. If you guys are wondering why their HP are so bad right now, a Sword of Khorne will do that. I missed the Sword of Khorne. I love seeing the Sword of Khorne get dropped. Oh, it's so good. But unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention when I was recording it. But, yeah. Then at this point, I think we're going to be calling it quits soon. My opponent, once he loses Boris, it's pretty much game over. Didn't even need the Minotaurs, which got a nerf, unnecessarily in my opinion. Minotaurs have taken nerf after nerf, and really, I don't think they should. And I think my opponent was really ready for him, because he had nothing but Pistoliers and whatnot. If I had brought nothing but Minotaurs that just come running up the board, they would just got shot to shit. That's why you put him in reserve and bring a big chunk of army that can take a beating. So yeah, Minotaurs are here, Pistoliers are gone. That list just leaves the Empire Knights to get chopped. Boris is gone. We're going to reform ranks. Hold on to our advantage of the triple cap. Keep summoning in. 17 to 8. We're up 3,000 value, and it's only going to get wider. And you guys will see exactly why I wanted to post this, because it is hilarious what my opponent does after we reform ranks. Yeah, Pistoliers still going at it. Route Riders. They're still shooting my poor Marauders. And yeah, looks like the dogs and the Maraud Horsemen throwing axes are going to finish up these Knights. Going to reform onto the objective. Just going to ignore what's here. Chase off those Knights. And we will fast forward here soon once we're on the ranks. Because my opponent, instead of being polite and just calling GGs, he's going to have me sit here and wait like an asshole. You bastard. I hate when people do this, but it makes me laugh, and I'm going to show it anyways. He's down to 2 units at the end of this, and he just doesn't want to call it quits. He goes, makes a Pop-Tart, tells his mom about his day, and just says, fuck you. GG's opponent, GG's. Alright. And the value is going to be good on everything here, I think. Nothing to cry about. But yeah, folks, man, that was a fun one. Been enjoying the ladder lately with all the updates, and hopefully soon the DLC. Alright, folks, if you enjoyed that video, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 2,000. Come join the Discord. Come see me play, or come play yourself. Always appreciate it with all the love, and you guys just showing up on the stream. Always love that stuff. Alright, folks, with all that said, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.